right. 5150 FightWear is up in the house. We're getting ready to go up there and see what's up with Matt Major. It's first episode of The Dark Tunnel. And let's go check him out and see what Matt's up to. Oh, by the way, we're over here in downtown San Jose. We got to give props up to them since I am from San Jose. So let's roll, man.
So if you come by, it'll be within what, half hour or that, more. Okay, I'll wait for you then. I'll just wait. Alright, okay, bye. What's up, B?
I hear Matt's up on the top level, so we're gonna go see what my man's up to. He's got some of his homeboys or some of his homies down there walking up. But yeah, let's roll. Yo, what's up? We are here at the Dark Tunnel. Right here, we're good. We can fade to black. Cool. All right, 5150 is up in the house, man. We are here in the Dark Tunnel, and we are now live with none other than Matt Major. So, Matt, last people remember from you is that at one point you were the homeless fighter. You now have a home. We're filming in your house. Tell me what it's like to have the place and, you know, just having a spot to stay, especially right now since it's winter.
Well, basically, let's get one thing perfectly straight. You know, when I talk about the Dark Tunnel, it's not about being homeless. It's not about sleeping in the streets and sleeping in the gutters and being a fucking nigga. It's not about that at all, okay? It's about doing the things that nobody else can see. See, I'm a fashion designer. Let's keep that perfectly straight. I design clothing. I don't wear labels, I wear clothing. Spandex, jackets, shorts with fringe on my ass, with the stars on my waist. It all represents something. So let me explain something to you, Riley. I got this Dark Tunnel shit under complete control. Alright? We got chapters in Manchester, England, Germany. We're taking over. The Merovingians and the Lombards are taking over. That's where it starts.
All right.
Didn't have a place before. I was homeless. I get it. I understand that. But understand something. Not every time a man goes to the Dark Tunnel is he fucking guilty. I wasn't guilty.
Hey man, how'd you come up with the whole theme of Dark Tunnel? How'd that come about?
I didn't come up with it.
Who came up with it?
Who do you think is sitting out there? Who do you think is inside with two lights right here? Two torches. And he's just sitting there with hooves on his feet. Just hooves. Nobody looks at the feet of a beaver. Nobody looks at the feet of a horse. Nobody looks at the feet of a ram. Everybody wants the claws, but nobody wants the hooves.
I don't know, man. In the industry right now, you have a pretty big fan base, man. And I'm sure a lot are probably wondering if you're still going to fight or you're just going to be Matt Majors and talk about the show. I don't know. Is there anything still going on with the fight industry?
Let me explain something to you. Let's get one thing out the way, and that's CM Punk. Okay? That motherfucker CM Punk, that WWE piece of shit. Let me explain something to you, man. Let me explain something to you. You're not going to come into Valet Tudo bearing the WWE flag like you're going to get paid more than everybody else. Okay? What they're doing over there is that they're controlling time. See, in the original Vale Tudo art, there is no time. No time limits. In the original UFC, there was no time limits. Frank Shamrock is the godfather of going to the distance. It is not about the rounds. It's about the 33 minutes that it takes to submit a man. That is what it's about. Do you understand? These guys want to come into MMA, they want to drive fancy cars, they want to wear all the fancy jewelry, they want to do all this crazy shit. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't pertain to the mission. And the mission is freedom. These uniforms that are going in the UFC need to stop. When they do that, they are taking the freedom away from the fighters, because the fighters are emerging as the leaders. That is what it's about. Mixed martial arts is for the entrepreneurs to create a name for themselves and not have to be established with the elite.
Speaking about the fighters, man, I noticed there was a commercial of Mike Pyle driving a Lincoln or something, and his thoughts seemed like they were kind of like Matt Major thoughts, man. You care to elaborate on that?
Let me tell you something, man. It's okay for him to have thoughts because he has a mullet. I get it. I feel you, dog. But understand something. I went to the mountaintop in an afro, and I thought out loud. And when I snapped my fingers on the stone, somebody died, and something greedy. It was a red Ferrari. So let me explain something to you, man. When you fuck with somebody like me, you're messing with a Merovingian warlock. They don't let me come to that circus for a reason, man. Don't you play around acting like you can be me. They can't script what I can do, and I don't care how much they can pay you to do it. I dare you to come and kick my fucking ass. I'm fucking crazy, because I don't fight fair. I'll bring it back.
All right, man. You know what I want to touch on is we were talking a little bit last night, and when we were talking, we brought up the name of maybe Steven Seagal and his part in MMA.
Let me explain something to you, man. Now, when I was a kid, you see this, man? This is the start of what you guys do in mixed martial arts. Now, a little kid that slept on my floor in this apartment, he ripped the head off of this bear. When I was a kid, I didn't rip the heads off of bears because I know the truth about the Ainu. And Steven Seagal also knows the truth about the tribe of the Ainu. And we were the original black men of the Japanese island. And we were the pirates. And we went and we migrated over to Australia, around the Arctic Circle, and in to the Trinidadian and Jamaican waters. I am a Bahamian king. Believe me, it is a conspiracy. Everybody wants to see me dead because they know I know about this shit. We sacrifice the bears to the trees and stars. Steven Seagal is the reason for it all. He knows who Matt Major is, and he ain't talking.
All right. I want to get back with current events, maybe within MMA. We just had a fight with Nick Diaz versus Anderson Silva, man. Your thoughts on, maybe Diaz testing dirty or Anderson Silva coming in, accused of steroids, both of them so-called being testing dirty. Your Matt Major's thought on that in past UFC.
Bunch of shit to me. Bunch of shit. Just a bunch of shit. See, when you fight mixed martial arts, and what people don't want to understand is when we fought in the UFC or we fight mixed martial arts, there are things under the cage. Okay? When they created the UFC, they wanted to put sharks under the cage. That should give you a scope on what's really going on. You think it's about the steroids, you think it's about them, it's about the cyborgs, the warlocks, the werewolves, and the vampires. Fuck what everybody's saying about that bullshit, man. They don't understand the conspiracy behind the UFC, Bellator, and all these other fucking organizations that are giving home to all these creatures in the night. If it wasn't for the mixed martial arts world, we would have a lot of fucking Angel Ramirez's walking around, killing people and doing all kinds of crazy shit. So as far as I'm concerned, Anderson Silva and Nick Diaz are the set.
All right. I want to take it back one more show before that, which was John Bones Jones fighting DC, and even John Bones Jones testing Dirty, your thoughts on that one?
Let me explain something to you, man. Let me explain something about John Jones. John Jones needs to retire and stop beating the shit out of white people. Now, I'm going to go a little controversial on this one, okay? And I don't like that guy for professional reasons, okay? For professional reasons, and I'm going to tell you why. There's a tribe in Africa, and these men fight mighty in their wrestling arts for $1,000 a shot. When you make money like that, John Jones, and you're shaped the way you are, you better take pride in who you are, man. You better leave those drugs alone. Say no to drugs. There.
We seen Anthony Rumble Johnson make quick work of his opponent to actually fight John Bones Jones. Your pick on that?
Anthony Johnson, let me tell you something about Anthony Johnson. Now, Anthony Johnson, he raises dogs. Anthony Johnson is the type of individual that will raise a dog and create a fighter out of it, and control it and harness its power. He is in complete control of who he is. He will be the next UFC champion.
As we're talking about, I guess, men in the industry, man, your thoughts on, obviously, the females, such as Ronda Rousey or Misha Tate fighting, or, you know, your thoughts on women's MMA.
Let me explain something to you. I'm an Orthodox Christian. I do not condone that shit. They're way too sexy for that.
You gotta admit they have skills, though, right?
Let me explain something to you on who Ronda Rousey is. She is not telling who she really is. She is in cahoots with the Japanese order of judo. Now, she is talking about the soft way of the samurai. I understand this shit. This girl knows that there are 63 arts in Kodokan judo. She is not fucking around.
All right. I want to say that we touched on the men and the females a little bit, but now let's go into the transgender, such as fighters, well, a fighter, such as Fallon Fox. Obviously, she was a...
I completely support what Fallon Fox is doing. And the reason why I'm doing this, and the reason why I'm saying it, I was accused of domestic violence. She is out there to teach these women that they belong in the kitchen, okay? She had her dick cut off. That's the way it is. Okay? When you have your dick cut off and you grow tits, you are now a woman. I condone that woman to do what she's doing. I dare Ronda Rousey to try to throw that. That girl's a badass fighter. She fought a lot of crazy bitches that were overweight and had big asses. I am not fucking amused or moved by anybody that sits there and tries to tell me that she is not a female.
Yeah, for some people who don't know who Fallon Fox is, obviously you can look her up. She's a fighter that used to be a man who's now considered a female, and she's fighting in the female weight class or whatever. But her last loss was to Ashley Evans Smith, and not a lot of people thought that Fallon Fox would ever lose because of the power that she has. Do you think it's fair for her in the industry to fight against women?
Listen, man, I am a fashion designer. That means that some of us are born women inside. And I'm going to come out and I'm going to say this one time. I might even be a hermaphrodite, because maybe I'm a woman with a dick. Think about that shit. And I had to fight against some crazy motherfuckers. Don't you motherfuckers judge Fallon Fox. You have no idea what that motherfucker feels like. When you are a hermaphrodite, you feel like a woman inside. I dare somebody to fight that woman. She was just born the wrong way.
All right, we're going to touch off of MMA right now and go into what Matt Major seems like he loves to talk about. A lot of people doesn't know that he has some type of degree within clothing. So I'd like to know what you have to say about today's fashion and maybe what you can contribute with today's fashion.
Let me tell you something, man. A long time ago, I was driving on I-95 to Fort Lauderdale to the Art Institute. And it was the day of finals. And a voice whispered in my ear and said, "Your godmother's gonna die today, man. Turn that car around, buy her a pack of cigarettes, and smoke them." You don't need to go to school if you fight for something you believe in. That voice told me I was gonna be a fighter. He didn't say I was gonna be the best fighter. He didn't say I was gonna be a champion, because he already knew inside. Man, you a bitch. You's a fucking hoe. You better go out there and challenge yourself, faggot. You don't even know. You don't even know.
All right. Matt Majors, man. One of your biggest claims to fame, and I don't know if you want to talk about it right now, but it's actually you being on that Tap Out show. You had the chance to meet the legendary Mass before he passed away, and there's a lot of fans of Mass, man. I don't know if you care to elaborate anything on Mass and what it was like working with the Tap Out crew.
All I gotta say is that, God damn it, those German Porsches, they don't fucking stop. They'll run you off the road, bro. That's the problem, bro. There's too many fast cars, bro. What about Paul Walker? All these guys thought that they could be in Hollywood doing what they want, bro. What about Jesus, bro? What about Dr. Martin Luther King, bro? I just want to be next. I tried to kill myself this last Christmas. It didn't work.
All right.
I'm 5150.
Straight jacket required. Well, you know what? I want the fans to go ahead and be sure to tune in before we fade to black. I don't know if you have more to say before we go, but I do look forward to having more shows in the Dark Tunnel with Matt Majors. I know he has a lot on his mind. We can't fit it all in one segment, but I want you to elaborate before we ease on out of here, Matt.
It's a bunch of shit, It's a bunch of shit. A lot of people go through a lot of shit and a bunch of shit. That's all I can say, man. And, a motherfucker sometimes just wants to drink his 40, Because I gotta relax too, I know how to relax, Everybody thinks I'm a weirdo, but let me tell you something about schizophrenia, all right? My mama, Barrow Caruso, the Princess of Jamaica. My sister was also the Princess of Jamaica. Now you get that camera over here. Let me tell you something, man. I'm the most beautiful thing in this sport. There ain't no wrinkles on my face. I'm ugly inside, beautiful on the outside. I wear these spandex and these motherfucking boots because I'm the goddamn boss. Let me tell you something. I drink my liquor out of this kind of cup. You know why? Because I'm a motherfucking nigga. Understand it. I go to all the dark tunnels. And black people all the way around the world, international, nationwide, on the Clash of Champions, they know what this cup represents. I'm gonna guzzle my beer.